Okay, so there's a couple of different sections. We've got these questions here, and then we have a part underneath where it is independent learning. The first part here, this can be done guided. You can do it together and feel free to discuss and show your child different methods of how to work this out, which I'm going to show you now. Question, it's asking us to calculate 1/5 of 325s. We're finding a fraction of an amount here. And when you're completing these, what you need to remember is we always divide by the denominator and then times by the numerator. Now, because our numerator is 1, we can ignore this and we can just divide by the denominator first. So to find 1/5 of 325, what we're going to do is we're going to divide 325 by 5, and I'm going to use the short formal method. So 325 divided by 5. With divisions, we always start with the hundreds column, so we're going to work out how many 5s or groups of 5 we can get in 3. Now I know that I can't get any groups of 5 out of 3, so I'm going to put a 0 up here. Now, because I've got a 0, I can't make any groups of 5 out of this 3. I need to exchange and regroup my hundreds into my tens column. So I'll be exchanging and regrouping this 3 here and popping it into this column. So now we're working out how many groups of 5 I can get in 32. Now in my 5 times table, I know the closest I can get to 32 is 5 times 6, which is 30. So there are 6 groups of 5 in 32. However, I have not managed to get equal groups. I have got a remainder. My remainder is 2. So with this remainder, I am going to exchange and regroup it into my ones column. So I'm going to exchange and regroup the 2 into my ones column. And then I've got how many groups of 5 can I get in 25? And I know in my 5 times table that 5 times 5 is 25. Therefore, there are 5 groups in total. So 1/5 of 325 works out at 65. If you come across a fraction that has a digit larger than 1 as the numerator, so for example, if we were going to work out 2/5 of 325, this is when the multiplication would come into play. However, this could also be done through repeated addition. So I know that 1/5 of 325 is 65. All I would then have to do is add another 5th to get 2/5. So if 1/5 equals 65, 2/5 would equal 65, add 65, which is 130. If we group the ones, 5 and 5 is 10, then group the tens, 60 add 60 is 120, 120 add 10 is 130. I'll show you this using multiplication. So if I've worked out my 1/5, I would do the same here. I would work out 1/5 first, divide by the denominator, then I would multiply by the numerator. So I've already done my division here. I know that 1/5 is 65. Then I would have to times 1/5 by the numerator, which is 2. So 65 times 2 is the same as 130.